Hi, and welcome back. Hi, welcome back to my craft room. Today we are going to be doing the tour. Woo! I'm really excited to kind of show you guys all of my new organizational stuff and also just like the new and improved craft space because it's a lot bigger than my old little like craft corner that I had. So let's just get into it. Okay, so first stop is my ironing board, which doesn't always live in here, but I'm currently working on making myself a skirt. It's just for me, not for YouTube, but you'll probably see me wearing it. Just a nice winter flannel. And then behind the ironing board, I have a very, very messy looking shelf, which is my non-sewing shelf, basically. So on the very top, we've got some faux florals and some yarn spillover, and then second shelf is some bookbinding materials as well as some painting stuff in the bin on the left. And then next shelf down we have general craft and painting, and then the little gray guy over here is actually like writing utensils and stuff like that, and then some more painting stuff on top of that. And then underneath there is some spillover fabric that really isn't supposed to be there, but it's there, so yeah, is what it is. So our next stop is my new favorite thing, which is my fabric storage as well as just like general sewing storage. So we've got a little cube organizer up top, and we've got like some like of my hand press and some grommets in here. We have some fabrics that are going to be used fairly soon. This is really cute plaid cotton. Some batting, which I mostly use for like making my cat pet beds. And then some more fabric. This one you will probably see soon. It's a nice like wine linen. And then we have the hand press, which I'm very happy to have. And then behind it, just gotta rotate that guy. We have zippers, like basically all the zippers you could ever want. We have elastic, and we've got mask making and then snaps for some reason. And then here, I think you guys will probably like this one. So we have some just like sewing machine parts, like the extension table, my tailor's ham that I made. I'll link a card to the video where I make this guy because it has come in super handy and worked out really well, and used a ton of fabric scraps in the process. And then we have some fun things in these. Okay, so this one is buttons. Ton of buttons. I've been collecting them for a couple of years now. We have some like new buttons. We have, I feel like there's some vintage buttons in here too floating around somewhere. Some really fun ones, if the camera will focus. And then we've got my bias tape making kit. And then this one, which I don't think I've ever shown anybody. This one has some shell buttons in it that I am going to use on a Tolkien inspired project. And then I've got, so I have some of these big crystal montes, and then I've got these little like amber colored ones, which are really pretty. I think I have blue as well. Yeah, so I've got these like beautiful blue ones. And I got these because of the whole like Swarovski is going to stop making their beads thing, which I kind of hate. And then we've just got some like some skirt hooks and some like coat hanging bars, which I'll be using this one probably on my cape project, which I will be finishing very soon. And then last one, more buttons, just small buttons this time. They're pretty. They're like etched. And then for the dresser, this is the fun part. So we have a drawer of like my pins, my chalk, So this is just like, this one's just like random findings, so like buckles, cloak, clasps, things like that. We have some bias tape, which is super fun, it's spider webs. And then we've got some seam binding. We've got a mixture of vintage and modern. I've got some that I got from Mood, which actually I just used some of this on my walkaway dress. And I've got some green, and then just like a bunch of vintage ones I found while out thrifting. Some ribbon. This one I actually used for like dress hangers in dresses. And then we've got some interfacing back here, which isn't really anything fun to look at. And then on the left, this is kind of the expensive drawer. My kind of scary scissors collection. So I have my lovely Ginger shears that I just got last year. Got pinking shears, 2 different sets of like angled shears. These ones are sharper. And then these ones are one of my things that I use when my tendonitis is acting up, because they are spring-loaded. So like you only have to do one of the motions. You don't have to do like the opening of the scissors, which for me is the most painful part. Yay, repetitive motion injuries. Gotta love it. And then some rotary cutters and embroidery scissors. And then in these drawers down below, the top 2, we have the fabric. So this top one is gonna be my cottons. So I got this, I'm gonna do a tree skirt out of this. I've got some leftover from my very first skirt sewing project. I don't know what I'm gonna use this for, but I'll figure it out. Just some other fun ones I've got. And then some like spooky ones that I didn't get to this year because we just moved. So you'll see one or both of these come back next year. And then the second drawer down out of the fabric drawers is my polyester. Woo! This drawer's a little funky. This dresser has seen better days. So we've got some flocked bats. You can't really see it. It's black and it just doesn't show up well. We've got 5 yards of that spiderweb fabric that I used a little bit on a mask recently. I'm trying to decide if I should make a fancy dressing gown or an actual dress out of this. I feel like it should probably be a dress, but I don't know. It's difficult. Drawer 3 is my wool. And I keep all of it in plastic Ziplocs, usually 2-gallon, because I don't want moths to get at it, you know, the ever-looming issue. So this is all either 100% wool or like a really high-content wool blend. A lot of this I picked up either at Stitches in Seattle or at Mood when I went there in June with my husband. So I would show you more of these, but they're all bundled up safely, so. And then the very bottom drawer, it's the least full drawer, is my silk. And that's because, you know, silk is expensive. And once again, I've got it bagged up. I am paranoid about those dang moths. So I've got the silk bagged up. I've also got sachets in both this and the wool drawer. And between the dresser and the actual craft table is the pit of despair. Yay. So it's actually just some stuff from when we moved. I had some patterns that were just like loose on top of the craft table that I had to pack really quickly. This is all gonna go away because I want to actually be able to get to the stuff behind it. You might notice something new. I recently was able to pick up a gorgeous 1956 Singer 99K when I was out thrifting. I've got my little upcoming projects board, which I am probably not going to do half of those because I thought I had more time than I did. So below that, we've got all of my pattern storage. Most of them fit on this top shelf, but I do have a couple oversized ones just below it. And then here, we've got all my thread. At some point I'm going to need to upgrade the storage for that because I am out of space. And then below that, those are actually books that I am planning to rebind at some point. And then below this and hidden by the pit of despair is a bunch of yarn, which I will show you guys at some point, but I don't really knit on this channel, so. And then we have my wonderful, wonderful craft table, which is so much better laid out than it used to be. So I've got my chair, got my lovely modern machine over here. I've got my pins and our little silver dish. The Book of the Dragonborn, which is actually where I'm starting to put some of my notes for projects and patterns that don't actually like require a pattern, like pillowcases, for example. And then we have this guy. So we have a assortment of bobbins, sort of various marking tools for marking fabric, just a couple of other little sewing tools, my hand sewing stuff here, and then machine needles, and 85 million safety pins. And then we've got here in the back, we have this, which is new. Well, it's new to me. I'm planning on refilling these little squares because fuck JK Rowling. But I've got some manila envelopes here for putting new patterns in that I've drafted. I've got my labels that I like to use for my pattern envelopes. They're all scrolly and fancy. Some notes on things I need to do. And then we've got some various cutting objects, scissors for paper, not scissors for fabric. My ingenious new little whiteboard stick, which I am using to number my scenes when I'm filming, and a ton of different writing instruments. And then I've got a new lamp, literally brand new, just bought it. It does this cool swivel thing, which I'm into, so extra light source. And then to finish it off, I've got my drawers. So the drawers basically just hold projects I want to do eventually. Not everything is for the channel, but yeah. So it's my my new space. It's a bit of an upgrade. It's a lot bigger. I have all of this floor space, and don't mind the stuff over here on the left. We're still cleaning. This is also our office. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my craft space, and I hope that maybe it gave some people a little bit of inspiration as far as making less than an entire room work for you. As long as you have a decent amount of floor and somewhere to put all your fabric, pretty much set. I'm looking forward to having you back in my craft room soon and see what kind of nonsense we can get up to. Hi, and welcome back. Okay.
Yeah.